Have a fun video you'd like to see featured on NCW Life? Email us at newsphotos@ncwlife.com.
It's time for NCW Life News on the NCW Life channel. The latest from the Wenatchee Valley and North Central Washington with Steve Hare, Grant Olson, and sports with Eric Granstrom.
Good Monday evening and welcome to NCW Life News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window and kind of a mixed bag of weather today. Lots of sun at times and then partly cloudy skies. Clouds are rolling in as we speak as the next storm system moves in on us. This is the overview of our weather and for the week ahead and into the upcoming weekend. By tonight, a few mountain showers, but mainly we saw dry and breezy conditions today. Tonight, mountain snow, valley rain on Tuesday, about a 50% chance of it here in the Wenatchee area. And then we'll pretty much see dry conditions Wednesday through Friday. And if you're wondering about wintry weather over the next 24 hours, most of it will be in the higher elevations. Notice Stevens Pass. 8 to 12 inches of snow. We're talking tomorrow. By the time tomorrow night rolls around, we could see upwards of a foot of snow that way, and we'll tell you more about the upcoming weather event coming up a little bit later on in your weather forecast. And now the few of the stories we're following for you tonight. We'll follow up on several incidents with the Douglas County Sheriff's Office. The State Department of Transportation slates a ribbon cutting this week for a roundabout near Chelan, and Chelan County shifts its focus to houseboats for the Lake Chelan Shoreline Master Plan. But first, we begin tonight. A Cooley Dam couple suspected in a weekend stabbing in the Moses Lake area are now in custody. Responders were called about 4 o'clock Saturday morning to the 11,000 block of Road 14 Northeast for an adult male who'd been stabbed. Rebecca Norton and Aaron Falsgraf Miller surrendered without incident shortly after 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon. The victim underwent surgery at Samaritan Healthcare in Moses Lake to repair injuries from multiple stab wounds to his neck and torso. The victim has not been identified. Around 8 o'clock Saturday night, Douglas County deputies responded to a report of shots fired at a residence at 2200 Monroe Avenue in Bridgeport. Upon arrival, deputies arrested one possible suspect on an unrelated charge. No one was injured and no property damage was reported. Douglas County Sheriff Harvey Jesdahl says leads are still being investigated and no further information is being released in the case at this time. Residents are in the final days of delays as major elements of a roundabout on Highway 150 and No-See-Um Road near Chelan are completed this week. That's according to the State Department of Transportation. Construction on the $5.2 million project began in April and caused significant delays in travel time, upwards of 90 minutes in some cases between Chelan and Manson. The DOT brings the project to an end with a ceremonial ribbon cutting this Wednesday at 10 a.m. The ceremony will be held on the bicycle pedestrian path on that new roundabout. It's getting to be that time to decorate for the holiday season, and if you're looking to pick up a tree, Hospitality Ministries is hosting its annual Christmas tree sale, but at a new location this year.
This year, Localtel has generously supported us in offering the south side of the old post office
right across the street from the studio. Yeah.
That's right, and we've had some great support there. So
excellent.
We should be getting the trees in this Wednesday and probably open for sale this Thursday until they're sold out from 9 in the morning to 9 at night. Christmas trees, Noble firs, and Douglas firs.
Oh, cool.
That was Executive Director Paul Hughes on Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Magnotti. For the full episode, visit ncwlife.com. Coming up, Chelan County shifts its focus to houseboats for the Lake Chelan Shoreline Master Program. Work on the flood control zone plan could bring lower premium flood insurance rates to Chelan County residents. And the Sheriff's Office hosts free snowmobile safety classes. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching NCW Life News.
Having a relationship with your pediatrician is so important. Feeling that sense of trust, that is priceless. I tell everybody about CBCH. I love it there. When I make an appointment, I don't have to take an entire day off. As a working mom, my life is really busy. Family time is everything. That's what we all work towards. And I feel like CVCH respects that.
Hi, I'm Blair from WORX, your workout prescription. Have you ever started an exercise program and struggled to keep it going? So what if I told you that with this MyZone device, I could increase your chances of self-motivated exercise adherence by over 200%. Combine that with an exercise prescription specifically for your level of readiness, we'll increase it even more. And that's our new member success system. It's $99, it's exclusively at WORX. It includes your MyZone belt. WORX, yourworkoutrx.com.
When it comes to tough, versatile workhorses, nothing compares to Kubota's full line of RTV series utility vehicles. Engineered to last and designed to deliver, Kubota's RTV X series doesn't just lead the way on rugged dependability, it leads the pack. From big jobs to small projects and daily chores. Choose from America's top-selling family of diesel utility vehicles to help you do it all.
The Kubota dealer in North Central Washington is Valley Tractor and Equipment in the Baker Flats Industrial Park, East Wenatchee.
In other news, at a special hearing earlier today, Chelan County Commissioners continued a discussion on the Lake Chelan Shoreline Master Program. The hearing is a continuation of a hearing back on November 21st, where commissioners discussed power lines, shoreline buffer tools, and houseboats and liveaboards. One of the unresolved issues at the last hearing was the definition of a houseboat and the definition of a liveaboard. Lilith Vespear, senior planner with Chelan County, explains.
The board wanted to discuss how houseboats might fit separate from floating homes. So what staff has done is we've drafted a definition of a houseboat, and then we've added it to the use matrix, which just identifies uses available, and then listed it potentially as a shoreline conditional use permit. We're just tweaking floating homes to take out houseboat, define it separately, then a vessel. And a liveaboard is any vessel, and those are licensed under the state, any vessel that has a living quarters available to it. It may have a little kitchen, it may have a little restroom, bathroom facility, it may have a sleeping area. And liveaboards can be used as a residence, generally with an address assigned to them.
Vespear also explains how the results of the hearing will affect developments on Lake Chelan regarding permanent residency.
For the county as a whole, the question isn't really about any one particular development. It's about what's best for the county and what do the residents want to see on their water bodies. The question will be, do we want houseboats? One, and if we do, how do we want to regulate those, if at all? So staff has proposed a shoreline conditional use permit for a houseboat. They tend to have a higher impact, both visually as they're moored on a dock or in a marina.
We will have much more on the results of today's shoreline hearing tomorrow, right here on NCW Life News. With the adoption of a comprehensive plan, the Chelan County Flood Control Zone District is one step closer to bringing reduced flood insurance premiums to the county, along with a set of guidelines for the district's priorities. The Comprehensive Flood Hazard Management Plan passed on November 13th and will make its way for review and comment at the Insurance Services Office of the Federal Emergency Management Administration. According to officials, developing the plan was a necessary step in applying to the National Flood Insurance Program's community rating system. This will help the district reach its goal in reducing premiums. The plan is available for review through the Chelan County website. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office, in cooperation with the Washington State Parks and Recreation Commission and the Lake Wenatchee Recreation Club, is offering a free snowmobile safety certification class to young snowmobilers in December. The free class is designed for youths aged 12 to 16, but is open to new riders of all ages. The class is scheduled for 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. December 9th at the Lake Wenatchee Recreation Club. That's located at 14,400 Chihuahua Loop Road in Leavenworth. The Lake Wenatchee Recreation Club will provide lunch for the participants. The snowmobile safety course includes basic snowmobile maintenance, survival skills, and dealing with emergencies, including avalanche awareness, the proper clothing and equipment for winter weather, and using hand signals while riding, and other basic skills. The registration deadline is December 6th. For For more information or to register, contact Rich Magnuson with the Chelan County Sheriff's Office at 509-667-6508. You're watching NCW Life News. Coming up next, your sports update, followed by today's feature story. That and much more still to come on NCW Life News. Stay with us.
Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house, featuring great family dining in downtown Chelan. We've got burgers, pub fare, and the best barbecue around. Try one of our award-winning sauces made fresh here in-house. So grab the whole gang and come on down. Stormy Mountain Brewing. Beer, barbecue, friends, and beer.
Lake Chelan mailboxes find solutions and the best price for all your shipping needs, including UPS, FedEx, and the U.S. Postal Service. We offer a variety of services including quality copies of all sizes, faxing, scanning, sending and receiving email, laminating, and notarizing. Enjoy browsing through our large selection of greeting cards. Lake Chelan Mailboxes supports our military, fire victims, and our community.
See us at the Plaza in Chelan for all your holiday needs.
Hey, this is Justin at Club Crow Bar and Grill reminding you it's your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue. We are your one-stop bar and grill, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Jam sessions and live bands playing a wide range of music. If pool tables or pull tabs are more your thing, we have you covered. Enjoy the fun and food at Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere. Stop on by today.
And now it's a sports update on the NCW Life channel.
And a happy Monday. Well, the high school sports season took one more step towards a conclusion over the weekend, for the fall that is, with the semifinals in football. Let's take a look at the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard in the 1B semifinals. Elmira Cooley Heartline advanced, so too did Sunnyside Christian, no problem in B football. 2B state semifinals, Kalama and Liberty advancing, while in the 1A, Royal kept its roll going with a 35-7 win over Newport. Meridian also advanced. To the 2A we go. Hawkinson and Tumwater will meet up for the state championship. Talk about that more in a moment. 3A title be decided. How about O'Day edging Bellevue by 1? Rainier Beach also advancing. Richland still alive for the 4A championship. They beat Central Valley. Woodinville also advancing. So coming up on Friday is when they'll start the WIAA State Football Championships at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Sunnyside Christian, Elmira Cooley Heartline for the 1B championship, followed by O'Day and Rainier Beach at 7:30 for the 3A title. Then on Saturday, it's Hawkinson and Tumwater at 10, followed by Royal and Meridian at 1, Kalama and Liberty at 4, and Richland and Woodinville at 7:30. Well, the Wenatchee Wild went 2-1 over the holiday weekend at the Town Toyota Center after beating Vernon Wednesday 2-1. The Wild stopped Chilliwack Friday 4-2 in a very tight contest. Came down to the wire. Art Checker had the call on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network.
Bouncing puck into the zone, shot, score! Tries to get around Chalatic, now with a step, tries to go wide on Galambus. He's in, and they come running in and knock Park for a loop. Here's Stratton, gains the line, feathers it across for Arnold, spins around, he scores! Sharply across, right side, held in, driven low and wide, back in front, shot, score! Sammy Morton drove it home, fires it across, there's a shot, save, rebound, score! Turcotte with a backhander. Was a big high-rising shot from Gresh at the left side. Sent back to the near side, shot and a score. As the Chiefs have closed the gap to 1, Powell Connor banked out and pushed out through center. And there's Souter with an empty net at the horn. And the Wild with a buzzer beater win it 4-2.
The Wild's 7-game home winning streak would come to an end, however, on Saturday night, falling to Salmon Arm by a score of 2-1. The Wenatchee Wild on the road this week. They'll travel to Vernon to face the Vipers Wednesday at 7 o'clock. The Central Washington Wildcats' undefeated season came to an end in the second round of the NCAA Division II playoffs Saturday in Ellensburg. Central had a 28-7 halftime lead, but Texas A&M Commerce came all the way back to force overtime. They would go 2 overtimes, and a field goal would decide it 34-31. Meanwhile, on the Montlake Cut, the Washington Huskies rolled all over Washington State in the 110th Apple Cup, 41-14. Miles Gaskin rushing for 192 yards and 4 touchdowns. Washington 24-zip. It was actually 34-0 before the Cougs finally scored. It was a rough night for Luke Falk with 3 interceptions and a fumble. His quarterback rating 17.4. Washington will, the win for Washington means Stanford is the Pac-12 champion. Seattle Seahawks got back on the winning track on Sunday despite struggling with only 7 points in the first half. Seattle scored 17 straight in the second half, went on to beat the 49ers 24-13. Russell Wilson, a couple of touchdowns passing, 1 rushing. Seattle improved to 7-4. Hawks in a must-win situation basically from here on out in the NFC West. As we check the other scores, it was the Rams bouncing back for a win against New Orleans. Arizona was able to get a last-second field goal to beat Jacksonville. Some bad news today for Seahawks fans, though, as Cam Chancellor and Cliff Averill are out for the season. On 710 ESPN Radio today, Coach Pete Carroll says Cam and Cliff gone for the rest of the campaign. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Grandstrom on the NCW Life Channel. Turning our attention to our feature of the day. We had our first collection events over the weekend at the Wenatchee Wild Games for the Les Schwab Toy Drive. It's a community toy drive. I had a chance to talk with Kirk Mosier, who is our chair for the event, about how it's gone so far.
So far, things are going really, really well at the community toy drive. We've had a lot of cash donations. We're starting to get a lot of toys coming in. It's been a really good process that we've seen so far. We've got some exciting events coming up. We've got Ask the Experts, which is going to be hosted by NCW Life and on KKRV. We've also got some shopping sprees coming up. The shopping sprees, we're going to have those on the 7th and the 8th at Hooked on Toys, and we're using some of the children from Ask the Experts. We've committed $1,000 to each shopping spree that we're going to do at Hooked on Toys, so we can provide toys for the kids so they have something to open this year for Christmas. On December 9th, we'll be out in front of Hooked on Toys. We'll have live remotes with KKRV, La Nueva. We're going to be doing some shopping sprees there. You'll also be able to donate toys and come out. And we have recommended toy lists that you can pick up in order to see, what these kids are in need of. At the end of the day, we obviously want to give them a toy, but we also want to make sure it's something that they can use and that as well. So we had our first collection day, and NCW Life has donated rooms in the post office for us to store toys. And our first toy separation date, we had about 12 people show up to help us go through and sort toys, and we're sorting toys to kind of figure out where we're at, what we need, so we can make sure that we fill those holes. You'll be hearing some of that information on KKRV as well, as far as some of the things that we're short on or may need help collecting as well. And there's lots of ways to volunteer if you'd like to be a part of this. I mean, it's not always about just giving a gift. I mean, it's ways to give time too. Again, I kind of spoke about the Wild Games. You can get out in the Wild Games and stand out in the cold and ask for donations and basically get out of your element. At the end of the day, it's about making sure that we provide for our community, and that's the ultimate goal. So, but the toy sorting day to day that we had, at the NCW Life building, it's pretty amazing to see all the toys that have been collected already, and really good toys too. So, again, it's a great cause. So something that we're really proud of, and the Les Schwab Community Toy Drive is just that. It's about community.
You can find out more by going on Facebook and just searching Les Schwab Community Toy Drive. You can also bring new unwrapped toys to us here at NCW Life at 201 South Chelan. Coming up next, Grant will have a recap of our top stories as well as your forecast here on the NCW Life channel.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza. Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills. A chill is in the air and it's a perfect time for some old-fashioned comfort food like our amazing Eggs Benedict, chicken fried steak, French dips, soups made from scratch, or fruit pies fresh from the oven. The crowds might be gone, but we're still here for you folks. So bring an appetite and a friend to Blueberry Hills in Manson, where you pick, you sit, you eat, and you visit. Open Wednesday through Sunday from 8 to 3. wildaboutberries.com.
Honey, I got the space heater.
Make sure you survive winter. Call Central Washington Heating and Air before it's too late. This winter, don't get shocked by the cold. Call Central Washington Heating and Air today.
Welcome back, and time for a recap now of some of our top stories. A Cooley Dam couple suspected in a weekend stabbing in the Moses Lake area are now in custody. Responders were called about 4 o'clock Saturday morning to the 11,000 block of Road 14 Northeast for an adult male who'd been stabbed. Rebecca Norton and Aaron Faltzgraf Miller surrendered without incident shortly after 4 Sunday afternoon. The victim underwent surgery at Samaritan Healthcare in Moses Lake to repair injuries from multiple stab wounds to his neck and torso. The victim has not been identified. Around 8 o'clock Saturday night, Douglas County deputies responded to a report of shots fired at a residence at 2200 Monroe Avenue in Bridgeport. Upon arrival, deputies arrested one possible suspect on an unrelated charge. No one was injured and no property damage was reported. Douglas County Sheriff Harvey Jesdal says leads are still being investigated and no further information is being released in the case at this time. Residents are in the final days of delays as major elements of a roundabout on Highway 150 and No-See-Um Road near Chelan are completed this week, that according to the State Department of Transportation. Construction on the $5.2 million project began in April and caused significant delays in travel time, upwards of 90 minutes in some cases between Chelan and Manson. The DOT brings the project to an end with a ceremonial ribbon cutting this Wednesday at 10 a.m. The ceremony will be held on the bicycle pedestrian path on that new roundabout. Well, with the adoption of a comprehensive plan, the Chelan County Flood Control Zone District is one step closer to bringing reduced flood insurance premiums to the county, along with a set of guidelines for the district's priorities. The Comprehensive Flood Hazard Management Plan passed on November 13th and will make its way for review and comment at the Insurance Services Office of the Federal Emergency Management Administration. According to officials, developing the plan was a necessary step in applying to the National Flood Insurance Program's community rating system. This will help the district reach its goal in reducing premiums. The plan is available for review through the Chelan County website. And now your weather forecast for north central Washington. And before we get to that, let's take another look outside our weather window, where clouds are beginning to move into north central Washington now, that ahead of a storm system that will be bringing some wet stuff just briefly to us over the next 24 hours or so. So it wasn't a bad day today, though. We did see plenty of sunshine, but the region will be between weather events today with cooler temperatures. We did see that, and we did see some breezy conditions, and that's from that recent cold front that moved through over the past couple of days. The next weather system will bring mountain snow to the Cascades starting late tonight, with cold air pushing eastward during the day on Tuesday across all of the Pacific Northwest. Snow levels will be low Tuesday morning, but rising throughout the day. Excuse me, once again, Stevens Pass could see upwards of 8 to 12 inches from that storm system tomorrow. Initially, the storm will impact the Cascades with that heaviest snow Tuesday. And then Stevens Pass, as I mentioned, could get all that snow by Tuesday night. Light morning accumulations in the Okanagan Highlands will also be possible on Tuesday morning. As the front moves east then, expect light valley rain and mountain snow. We have a 40% chance of rain here in the Wenatchee Valley. Along and just past the cold front, snow levels begin to fall Tuesday evening, bringing a rain-snow mix of showers as far south as I-90, but accumulations will be minor in lower elevations. Overall, it will be a wet and moderately dynamic system, but not particularly impactful unless you are traveling across the Cascades Tuesday and Tuesday night. Expect dry but possibly foggy weather by midweek this week. We will see a more stable and much drier weather pattern for Wednesday through the upcoming weekend with temperatures right around 40 degrees. So let's take a look at your forecast now. Tonight, our low temperatures will drop down to 31 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. For at least Tuesday morning, we'll see mostly cloudy conditions, increasing clouds with showers throughout the day in 43. 33 our overnight low on Tuesday. And then that dry period, Wednesday all the way through Sunday. We do have a chance for a scattered shower or two Friday night and maybe once again on Saturday night, but temperatures right where they should be for this year, Thursday through Sunday with highs around 40 and lows between 30 and 33 degrees. And we leave you tonight with a video of an amazing sprinter. The amazing part is he's only 10 years old. And sources say 10-year-old Bunchy Young is already being recruited by various colleges. And if you have a video of the day you'd like to see on NCW Life News, message us on our Facebook page at the NCW Life channel. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. Also, make sure you tune in to NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz. And I will be here as well, sitting in for news for Steve Hare with news, I should say. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us tonight, and have a great night.
This has been NCW Life News on the NCW Life channel. For more news, log on to ncwlife.com, like us on Facebook, and follow NCW Life channel on Twitter.
Travel enhances your life in every way. Let the travel professionals at Journey Travel and Tours help you plan that dream vacation. Don't leave the important details to those nameless, faceless online agencies. At Journey Travel and Tours, our goal is to build relationships that last a lifetime. And when you do need help, we have a 24-hour helpline that is routed to one of the agents in our office. When you think travel, think Journey Travel and Tours. It's where your journey begins. Like us on Facebook, and you could be one of our monthly winners.
Weekly. For the newest tech, coolest tech, and the craziest tech stories available on the interwebs, tune in for your weekly tech update right here on the NCW Life channel.
Thursday night, hockey night on the NCW Life channel. It all begins at 7 o'clock with a call of the Wild and Clarkie's Corner. Then it's non-stop hockey action with a voice of the Wild, Arch Ecker. Join us as the Wild battle the rest of the BCHL. Thursday night is hockey night on the NCW Life channel.
What's with Courtney? Oh, everybody at Apple Valley Honda knows she loves Christmas. You're gonna love the HRV and our lifetime warranty. And doesn't the color remind you of Christmas? Yeah, I love Christmas. It's the most magical time of year. I help put people in Hondas, some of the safest vehicles on the road. It makes me feel like Santa. Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
Hi, my car's making a funny noise. Not a problem. We'll take care of you.
Global Car Care's technicians are ASE Master Techs and well versed in the more refined methods of vehicular diagnostics.
Number 3 piston and rings have a slight loss of compression, down to 108 pounds. Your transmission is slipping. You're gonna need a service.
Looks like you all set. These guys? They're good.
Oh, and your spare is flat.
Global Car Care, Wenatchee's top